Hey, welcome everybody. We're back for more water. I am eager to get started on this one because last week we found out a whole bunch of information about the aliens that are on this planet and how they got there and why some of them are robots and why some of them appear to be not robots, and various things like that. Very cool stuff. And then there was a big argument, and Tamsin and Lyle were like, see ya. They went off to go check out the fridge, leaving everybody else at the teleporter during the middle of this really big storm, which is causing the entire island to rock and move, much like a giant ship might. Yes. Before we dive into all of that, though, I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves and their characters, starting with our top left. So, Alex, tell us a little bit about Susie and yourself. I'm sorry, we're starting with you.
Hi, my name is Alex. I just like going first. I'm a digital artist. I play Susie, who is best described as a traumatized 15-year-old with a knife. Who is trying? She's really trying. It's just she's a traumatized 15-year-old with a knife who has recovered weirdly fast from a broken arm. Like, weirdly fast. Like, 2 days
Super
ago, her
fast.
arm was broken. So yeah, that's me.
All right. And next we've got Zan. Tell us a little bit about TC and yourself.
Yeah, hi, I'm Zan. I'm a professional DM and content creator for 5e, World of Darkness, Powered by the Apocalypse, and a whole bunch of other wild little stuff out there. If you want to follow me, you can find me on my Twitter at InsanityTTRPG or my website, InsanityGaming.com. And today I am delighted to be playing TC again, or Titan Creek, as the media labeled him, when he blew up a lot of things and some people died. But hey, it was all for a really good reason, and it was a big middle finger to Bosco. But he's, a really, really nice person that's trying to help everybody survive the best way that he knows how, even if he is a little bit gruff. Yeah.
Awesome. Next, a quick word on Leland, who plays Lyle. Definitely go check out his Twitter at Leopold the Just. Really cool guy. Definitely give him a follow if you're not doing so already. You can also catch him GMing on Friday nights here. But this season has been a bit weird with the schedule, so Leland will pop in whenever he can, but it'd be more of like a guest appearance for this season. But definitely go check out his stuff. Next, we've got Pat. Tell us a little bit about Owen and yourself.
Hey, I'm Pat. I go by Atatric on Twitch and Twitter and places online. I play games and sometimes run games sometimes on those places, like here and on my channel. I'm playing Owen. Owen is the... God, what is Owen? What did he do?
The chef?
Yes, I am one of the cooks on the ship. Before I guess I'm now the teleportation testing person, and clone theory creator, and apparently also alien linguist translator, and shit talking older brother character, I guess now.
Owen just has a lot of hats.
Yeah. He's just got a lot going on. He's a very complex character.
That's fair. Yeah. Also, don't forget, Pat, you've got 2 advantages.
Yes.
Left over from last week.
One of which has been specifically earmarked for whenever I prepare food next.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Next, at Alien Jays or Jay, definitely give them a follow as well. They're doing some really cool stuff with tabletop. They're normally here playing Tamsin. And Jay's just a wonderful person, so definitely give them a follow. And I'm sure they'll be back next week. Tamsin and Lyle, as I mentioned, both teleported to the fridge or the cryopod section of the ship last week. So that's kind of where they're going to be for this episode, and we'll check back in with them next week. And then last but not least, we've got Econorlax. Tell us a little bit about Allison and yourself.
Well, I'm Econorlax. I play TTRPGs with whoever of the wonderful people of Twitch will have me, because TTRPGs are great for my mental health. And, well, I play Allison. I swear I knew nothing about Zan's character when I created Allison, the loyal employee of Bosco, who believes in Bosco's mission to make a world a better place. Because I also believe in making world a better place, because Allison is a kindergarten teacher. Well,
Yeah.
that's a great specialty to have when you are survivor of the space
Yeah.
crash.
Yes.
I mean, none of us seem to know how to communicate, so I'm gonna say you are definitely the most useful right now.
Yeah, but sending people to the timeout doesn't work so well with adults. They tend not
That's
to listen.
fair.
Have you tried it?
I mean, the stasis guns do exist in this world, so you know, literal timeout. All right. And that just
I
leaves me
wouldn't
as-
do such a violent thing ever.
Like, give it time. I'm sure they'll push you to it. That just leaves me. I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is my brand for all the various things I do, from GMing, tabletop design, voice acting, art, a whole ton of different things. There's my link tree in chat, where you can check all that out. Other things to mention before we jump in are sponsors. If I could spell sponsors, there we go. That's also in chat. Fundamental RPG and Intrepid. The second edition of Fundamental RPG is what this game is built on, and it is coming out of pre-order right now at coffee.com/raven/shop. You can still get in pre-orders over the next couple of days, but by the end of the week it will actually be fully released, and you'll be able to just order it directly, which is pretty cool. If you would like to get a copy, again, coffee.com/raven/shop, just like it says in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Just add /shop to the end of that. Same with Intrepid. You can find that brand there as well, and it is adventuring gear for real life. So if you enjoy casual, athletic, or outdoor wear and accessories, and you'd like to have some of that with a really nifty tabletop theme to them, then I highly recommend checking that out. All of that out of the way, we already kind of covered what happened last week. Currently, Tamsin and Lyle have sort of pieced out. I can't remember if they left a note or just mentioned it to somebody. I think it was like a group text thing right before they left. So they're gone. Currently, the island is rocking and waving and kind of bouncing a bit. It's a bit like being on a giant ship in the middle of the ocean during a storm. Though, amazingly, it's not causing, like the ground to crack or anything like that. The island itself seems pretty sturdy. It's just getting rocked around quite a bit. Tamsin, I think, had already explained that there are vents under the island which bring water in, which undoubtedly is how that filtering pond in the middle of the island works. It's where it's getting that water, and it seems to be some sort of power generation, and there are some sort of disc-like devices on the bottom of the rock there underneath the ocean that are keeping this thing afloat. All of that out of the way, what's your plan? What are you all doing right now in the teleporter room?
Well, My character
Susie's
wanted
making
to,
is making mats out of grass.
and my character wanted to join Susie because she needs to apologize. I mean, my character needs to apologize to Susie.
Okay. You can definitely do so. It's a not a huge room, so it's pretty easy to walk over to Susie.
How Susie is doing this one-handed involves a lot of mouth work.
That makes sense.
Can I help you with that?
And Susie looks at his leg. Yeah.
And
Shoves a pile of grass towards you.
okay, I the what Susie is doing. Well-
Susie's doing very basic mats, so it's pretty easy to follow. It's basically just weaving it in and out of itself and adding more grass as you need to.
Okay, I will try to mimic with hands and speak, but I will focus on speaking in case something. I mean, I can multitask this well because it will be probably some kind of error. But you know, can I speak with you also for a moment?
Go ahead.
Because I just did something unthinkable for me, and I need to apologize.
What, did you
I-
fart or something?
No, I steal myself a little. I spoke to a young person in disheartening manner, and that's something unthinkable for me.
Oh my god, are you like a guidance counselor or something? Who the fuck calls teenagers young people?
I sink into myself a bit. Okay, I don't have much experience with people your age. Okay, I'm a kindergarten teacher.
Oh, that makes... Okay, you make so much sense now.
I mean, but some rules are universal. It doesn't matter if it's 6-year-old or 16 or 60-year-old, because it's about respecting other people. Everybody needs respect the same way, even if you have to show it different way to them. And there's a universal rule that you can't blame somebody for somebody else's doing. It because I mean,
Look, what
I
you're
had
trying to say is you're sorry. I get
no,
it. You're sorry.
no, that's not the only thing I wanted to say. Because I mean, adults are really screwing up here. And
As Susie looks fucking shocked that an adult is saying this to her.
I mean, I'm here for 2 days, and I know there was some things about you, or for example, this thing with an alien today. You were told stuff for going on your own, but I was with Dr. Tamsin in the boat, and we both saw these engines of sort under the island, and I was waiting for her to tell you all about it, because I don't know, we live on an artificial island. That's kind of important, right?
Yeah, I know, right? I send everybody all the pictures I keep taking.
And I was waiting for her to I don't have any communication devices, so I waited for her, and she texted you nothing I mean, that's like 15 seconds. Oh shit, we are on artificial island, right? And she made these pictures. She could just attach to one, and she did nothing. Adults here really just suck at communication. And I know one thing because I had kids like that who were simply following example of their parents who were screwing something, and usually adults were blaming the kid then, but it was their fault. So, or this Owen dude, he also could have typed, "Watch out, we're not alone on this island, and there are some furry alien yetis around," right?
Yeah,
No,
like
he should
I
have
didn't know.
messaged this because that's really important. They could be dangerous, carnivorous or something.
Well, I don't think so, given that the plants and stuff that I found, well, they're at least omnivorous. And
Okay,
like
I
looking at the
know-
body
no, no.
structure and
I
stuff.
got that part, but they, when he saw them first time, they could have been carnivorous, right?
Yeah,
That was-
and like I don't get why people like everybody seems to think it's real annoying that I keep telling people about things I find.
No, that's that. No, you're doing a right thing, and this is the second thing I wanted to tell you. You are doing amazing. You put together this water treatment facility, and it is also you built this. I gestured to things because they are built around the teleporter, and we are in this room, right?
Yeah.
Under the circumstances-
Susie's starting to tear up. By the way,
Under the circumstances, you did the right thing following that alien because, well, you found food, and that's also important, right? I followed Tamsin because I was still feeling lost, and I wanted to learn something about this island, but clearly I have chosen the wrong person. I should have been following you, shadowing you. I learned most stuff. But-
next thing Allison knows, she's getting like awkward teen hugs.
Okay, I'm
Susie-
hugging. This is something I'm good
Susie-
at. I'm hugging a child.
Susie is bawling her fucking eyes out, and between like it's like the hiccups and it's the
Okay.
nicest thing anyone has said to me since we got here.
Oh my god.
Poor
Okay,
Susie.
at least my character is good at this thing. Crying kids. The situation is much more dreary than usual kindergarten emergencies, but the rules are the same.
If Allison would like to try and help Susie calm down, you can try an empathy roll here,
Okay.
which is not one that we've really rolled much in this particular
Do any of
campaign.
us have empathy?
I don't think so.
Like mechanically or in general?
Mechanically.
So is it empathy or charm to convince somebody?
In this case, I think it's empathy, because you're trying to
Okay.
connect with Susie and understand how she's feeling.
Okay. I have an asset of charismatic, so I can reroll if I want to.
Yeah, you can for that one.
Let's see.
The way I describe it, like, if you're trying to sell somebody something, you would use charm. If you're trying to counsel someone, you would use empathy.
Okay. So I should have put more points in empathy than in charm.
But what
Okay,
if you're
yeah.
trying
You
to
can-
sell your counseling services?
Okay, oh, well, I will roll first and see about... if I fail, I will see about doing about something, of course. Let's see.
Then you need a little of both. And then yeah, if you need to move any points from charm into empathy, you are welcome to do so. Also, you currently have 66 and 2 crits available if you need to use
Okay, I will
those.
try rerolling that.
All right.
And let's add the 6.
All right.
Damn, 18. I expected better, but, well...
It's still not bad. Given that this is essentially a big part of your job, I think it would be a relatively easy
Oh!
task for you.
Wait. I forgot about the training. Does childcare fit in here?
Yeah.
Okay,
That
so
would
add
work.
6 to that
Considering
now.
this is the only child.
24.
Okay, yeah, you're more than fine. You do a great job of comforting Susie, and Susie, you are able to start to feel a little bit of closure about your situation here, and things that have happened in the past.
Susie's just desperately wanted to be acknowledged for being useful instead of always being told how she's not and she's just a problem.
Yeah, this goes a long way towards that. All right. While that's happening,
Owen's turn next.
yeah, I was gonna say while that's happening, Owen and TC, at least at the start of it, you're still in the same room. I'm sure you're able to hear Susie sobbing at some point. Do either of you investigate that, or do you just sort of keep to yourselves? What are the two of you doing?
Absolutely not.
I think that TC will look up in the direction of the noise, like only with his eyes, like keep his head completely still and just look back down. So yeah, did you talk us into going to that place you wanted, or are you gonna start cooking dinner, or what should
Well, I mean, if you're asking, I probably didn't talk you into it.
That's fair.
But apparently, I only need to talk one person into it, and then we could just disappear whenever we want. Apparently, that's the new policy. I don't know if we should just put up a Lyle schedule. Seems easiest to convince to do things. Lyle rental chart.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I guess I can make some dinner.
I mean, I don't want to be overstepping my bounds. I just didn't know if this is where we were going to be staying tonight, given that the village was probably dry. You've been here longer than me. What's your opinion on the situation tonight?
I mean, to be fair, I've been in the village maybe half a day longer than you. But it's nice living in something again instead of just on something. So I'd prefer to go back to one of the houses, and if shit is leaky, just hit my return button and I guess camp on the floor here. But I mean, I guess everyone could do whatever they want, right?
Providing that we stay in groups of 2.
But I mean, we all retired to individual houses last night.
Yes, that's fine. I'm having a little bit of mixed feelings about it at this point. Someone would have to go with you, or that seems to be a rule that we're having a hard time effectively remembering. This is not directed at you. This is from situations that have arisen earlier today. I'm just looking for your assistance in remedying that problem.
Yep. I mean, I will say, not that it's not a great policy. Literally all the information we got from this books came from me going off on my own. Since, apparently I'm not good enough. I can't convince anybody to do shit around here.
I appreciate the risk that you took for that reconnaissance. That was very useful. We know infinitely more than we did yesterday, and that is a valuable tool for us to have. That said, I would love to see the city too.
So it wasn't so much a city as a church, apparently to nature, and then a graveyard.
Can learn a lot about folks from how they treat their dead.
Yeah, I took a bunch of pictures of the gravestones. I could send those to you. I didn't just. I feel like I haven't sent a lot of pictures to the chat because I feel like that doesn't need any more pictures. I feel like giving them when they're needed because like there's a bit of a backlog otherwise, and you don't want to like miss something important.
I feel one of my insomnia nights coming on. I would love to have something to occupy the time.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll cook something. I still think it's a really good idea to go to that facility, if for nothing else besides information gathering. Now that we know a little bit more about the people there, and that supposedly one of somebody from the good group is still alive there, and we have a little bit more confirmation of it, since that's who Susie and Boris met. But I'm not gonna. It's probably not a good idea to go until Lyle and Tamsin are back.
I understand. You are the chef, and you are the one who's responsible for filling our bellies and making sure that we get to sleep safe tonight because of what we ate. Whatever area you decide is the right place to set up the hopefully one time today we can all be around each other and not be at each other's throats, I'll make sure that area is safe.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's your decision.
Shit, I didn't even think about a prep area. Yeah, we should go to the houses. I've got supplies and stuff that like the kitchens work mostly. Or kind of. It's like a weird smelling fire, but it cooked fine.
Great. That's a fantastic plan. Let's tell the others before we do anything.
Yeah. Shit, I feel like I had something else to say and it's gone. That's fine. I'm sure it'll come to me. If it was important, I would have remembered it probably.
And you see just TC's eyes get wider for just a second, but like only his eyebrows move and none of the rest of his face does. Just, all right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is not what I was thinking of because now my mind's already on a different thing. Do we not still want someone down here on Wilfred duty? Or Wilfred watch, I guess?
That's a...
Because I mean, we don't know that he's coming in through here, but we're paranoid about it.
If he has aligned himself with something to make him a little bit more powerful, I don't necessarily right now feel like risking losing a fraction of our full strength. I'd rather us all be here. Besides, I'm going to take care of that motherfucker here now. As soon as I get a few more parts.
All right. Oh, I thought of the thing. Don't worry. Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that was. Let me tell you, if you thought that was us at each other's throats, that was a markedly more pleasant discussion than we've had in the past. When Boris was, well, there were definitely no one was talking about killing anybody, so I count that as a plus. Or.
I'm sorry you've gone through that. That must have been painful.
Yeah, I mean, having Wilfred around didn't help with the fact that I've got essentially as the point of comparison as the other person that got like alien gas masked. So, and I literally told everyone about it as soon as it happened. So I don't know how much more transparent about things I could be, but people have either decided to keep those thoughts to themselves or are more chill about it now, at least. So food, or do you want to hear more about my problems?
Let's do one of the two, and if you feel like adding the other, I'll listen.
The reason this awkward conversation has been kept going is I think Owen's playing chicken with you to see which of us is gonna go rope the other two into this conversation to tell them that we're leaving, because I'm not sure the crying has stopped yet.
Oh, that's fair.
Y'all
If
are
I did my-
terrified of a crying 15-year-old girl.
If
With
I
a
did
knife.
if I did my job right, then the crying has stopped and we are making the mats.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Susie's showing you how to like turn the mat into like a fully stuffed grass mattress.
Yeah. So assuming one of you eventually breaks the game of chicken and goes over there and starts the conversation.
I think once
Uh,
TC realizes that it was a game of chicken, he would go.
How long would you estimate we stare awkwardly at the wall, keeping this conversation going?
Like, probably about 3 minutes, I would imagine. Like, not that long, but way too long IRL.
Yeah. All right. So I'm assuming TC and or Owen explain the plan of going up to the houses to make dinner. What's Susie's and Allison's reaction to that suggestion?
Susie's down with it as long as everybody like grabs a giant, because there is a giant mound of grass that Susie's been like, she's just been collecting and drying grass while she's had her arm broken. She's had nothing else to do, so she's got a lot of dry grass. She's just like, well, fine, if you're gonna do that, you need to take like a giant armload of grass with you so I can keep working on mattresses and like making like door and window coverings and stuff, you know, things that'll help insulate.
The magic sci-fi windows don't insulate? The ones that like retract with a button press?
Susie's just looking at you like, what?
Did no one else explore the homes they were staying in last night?
I'm sorry, not all of us have weird alien blood.
I'm. Were you incapable of pressing buttons on Earth?
I pressed buttons. I didn't see a fucking button.
They're all over the house. That's how the stoves work.
Wait, I don't need you to cook for me anymore. Wonderful.
Actually, I would welcome something
Allison,
to it.
Owen will remember that.
Allison, if Owen offers you anything that looks like it has like purple bugs in it, do not eat it.
Why?
I don't remember what happened that night. I woke up tied to a tree.
Okay.
I was experimenting with some new ingredients. We only have one scanner on the island, which, you know, not putting any fault anywhere, but someone is very possessive of, and apparently the crickets are hallucinogenic. So, you know,
I'm sorry,
be
I
eating
didn't
them.
get told you were going to put crickets into dinner to scan them.
he's just pushing your buttons again.
Oh yeah, she's going,
Hey.
she's falling for it too, which is the worst.
Hey, people, communication. If you find something new, plant or animal like, just bring it to scan or borrow a scanner or I don't know.
I mean, he didn't even ask if he could borrow it.
Zach, see? More communication. I look at TC. TC is right. You're right. You said this group is very on the edge. Honestly, I look at Tamsin, who isn't here. Oh, right. She went with this
Yeah.
I haven't seen in my entire life, and I'm not exaggerating here, anybody more tired than Tamsin. She's exhausted. And I think it has something to do more with lack of communication and all the stuff she has in her head than the stuff she does with her, than the physical stuff she does.
Did you hear that, Susie? We're on edge.
Speaking of
I
being
look-
on edge,
As Susie looks to Owen, she's like, "You're as edgy as like a pom pom ball."
at that moment, since the island's been rocking and moving quite a bit, could I get a physical fortitude from roll from everyone to see
Oh
if
my
you're
God.
getting seasick? Because it's been happening for a little bit and probably getting to some of you. Yup.
Ah, damn it. Damn single-digit rolls.
Alright, so we got a 12, a 16, a 12. How about TC? 17.
Okay.
So for Owen and TC, you're feeling pretty queasy. But you're keeping it together. For Susie and Allison, you feel the need to vomit.
Susie
Where
at
and
least
when that
makes it
happens
out.
is up to you, but
Susie at
Yeah.
least makes it outside of to lean out of into the rain to vomit to at least get washed away.
alright. And it's raining pretty hard. So it washes away pretty quickly, but your head is drenched by the time you're done.
Okay, I was fighting the urge, but I think as Susie has run out, I mean it's contagious. So
Yeah.
bonding
So
over
all you
vomit.
guys get to hear for the next little while is.
Yep, we are
Yep.
bonding over the act.
I'm the,
Sorry, I just lost it at chat. Pat said, wait, don't do it there. TC probably has a designated vomit hole.
Listen here, you little shit.
It's funny because it's probably true.
You can't do anything with vomit. It's stomach acid. It just dissolves everything. It's useless. It's only good for flybait.
See, there you go. It attracts flies, or you can make a battery out of it because it's acid.
on the bright side, there's two people that are vomiting, so neither of us has to buddy with them while they do it.
That's true. After that, after you've finished that and are feeling a little bit better, the four of you mentioned you wanted to go up to the houses to cook and rest, I presume.
Yeah, but I'm no longer hungry.
It's fair.
Susie's
That's
extra
fair.
hungry now.
All right. So, are you hitting like the home button on the teleporter to get there, or what are you doing?
Yeah. Sure.
All right.
I don't know why I'm suspicious of it now.
With a reason. When you hit the home button to teleport back, there's like a beep noise and a double flashing light on the home button. It just flashes twice.
Mm-hmm.
Susie leans over and is like, "Hey, dumbass, this is the home button."
What, like, you're saying like the home button is
Returns us to
feeling
this
inside?
space.
Well,
Oh no, I
like,
meant the third button,
Yeah, the button that takes you to
the
the
village hotkey.
Oh,
I assume that's what you meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same thing still happens.
Cool.
maybe it's because the island's moving right now.
But wasn't the island always moving?
No, like the storm up and down and shit. You don't want her to like teleport and end up like half inside of a building as it's moving.
I feel
So-
like somebody with teleportation technology should have been able to correct that, but
Maybe it's a danger warning that the storm is too heavy outside or something like that.
I squint really hard at the button, the flashing lights. Do I get any vibes from them?
I feel like your nanobot things might translate it to like error 235 message, and that's it.
God damn. Does anyone see an instruction manual? What the fuck is error 235?
I mean, maybe one of the books are an instruction manual.
I don't know. They all seemed pretty history textbooky.
Maybe it's out of power. You need to like change batteries in the remote or something.
Oh,
Always the case with the remotes.
The power all looked like it was coming from wires under the island, which you said you saw.
No, these were more like engines. I don't know.
I have a quick question.
I have
Did
no
you
idea
pick
what
error
this stuff is
235
about.
for a specific reason, Raven?
Sorry, say that one more time.
Did you specifically pick error 235 for a reason, or just random numbers?
This is random numbers.
Okay. Because
Okay,
I know where your mind was going.
do you want to know what that error is? IP address
Yes.
does not exist.
Oh, okay. So my mind was going somewhere else. 235.
That's why I kind of started to freak out.
235 is atomic mass of uranium.
That's amazing. Two really cool things from something I literally just picked off the top of my head.
Like, I love how both of us immediately went to, okay, I need to figure out what this means.
Which is valid
only
because
did-
a lot of times I do put in little
You
things
do!
like
You do that all the time.
that. This time, no, it was just random.
Should we maybe just walk up the stairs and look and make sure that, like, I guess the houses aren't destroyed or something?
Yeah,
You can-
sure. The mats
You can-
I've got will pretty good. It will keep most of the water off of us.
But getting them wet would kind of defeat the purpose, right? If they are for sleeping.
Or we could just leave the mattress one here and just take the other mats.
I look at my remote. I actually haven't used it yet because I was always teleporting when somebody was lending me a hand. Actually, I haven't used this yet. I give it to her. Maybe try mine. This should confirm if we are out of power or not. I mean, if the remote is out of power or not.
Well, so the remote the remote button takes us back here, and then there's like, he'll show you like the three buttons on the arch. Like the middle button gives you another remote, the bottom button takes you up to the houses, and the top button, you think of a place that you've been and it'll take you there.
Well,
So the clickers only take us back where we're at.
yeah. So you could try thinking of the houses and using that one and like basically forcing it.
Sure. Let's do that instead of walking in the rain.
Okay. Press the button. You hear beep, blink,
I
blink,
think of home.
and that's it. It just goes beep and then blink, blink on the button.
Cool. Cool.
I think the teleporter's fucked. Oh fuck.
It could also be that.
Tamsin's not here.
I was waiting for that light bulb to go off.
Well, to be fair, we don't know that it's an issue for them because they just have to get back here and we're trying to leave from here. We only know that exiting this room is an issue. Maybe they can come back okay.
No, I think something that we need to consider is the limitations of how this thing is transporting us. maybe there is a failsafe that if the space that we would go to is occupied by something solid, that we can't go there. And I do want y'all to remember the current vertical situation that we're in. Now it is possible just the sea level has changed, and where we think we should go is too low and under the ground, and maybe it just won't let us go because there's not an option.
But I mean, I don't know, because I mean,
I remember-
I'm happy to just.
I
go
remember
look.
the tech in the other on the other island was weird during the storm too. Remember? Because like Tamsin, like it like was like getting lightning to strike it and shit.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever looked at those computers. I don't know if I think I just.
Now we can't.
I mean, oh no, because they're there. I mean, technically we still could. It's just risky to go there.
I mean, Wilford doesn't know that you've told us everything.
As far as we know, I don't know.
So
I mean, he hasn't tried to message me again, which I don't know if that's just because the message isn't coming, or if he's changed his mind about doing so.
No, good sir, just like the wind behind you, I am always with you, pushing you right along in the direction you need to go.
Fucking Wilfred.
Yes. Print out Wilfred as my co-pilot bumper stickers.
Jesus.
I mean, they probably have him over on the island on their little, Sea Glide propeller thing.
God, it's gonna be so weird when one of us runs into one of them.
Oh, you have no idea.
I mean, I'm all for just walking up the stairs and checking. It
I'll
might
go
be
with
something
you.
with the storm, because I feel like if the island has at least been, even if it hasn't been like rocking like a ride at an amusement park before, it sounds like the island's been moving, and the teleporters are always kind of course corrected for that.
Yeah, but that was moving horizontally. We're talking about moving vertically. And she shows you with Anne.
Yeah.
I got that. I have to imagine that a species with the technology to perfect teleporting can account for more than one dimension.
Yeah, but a species that could perfect teleporting would also know you don't go sailing in a lightning storm.
What was that roll for, Economics?
I wanted to see if I can share some of my knowledge with character. And actually, I decided I can, because she's educated a little. I mean, first of all movements are relative, Susie. So the island needs to shift vertically too. Because, I don't know, there are moons around this planet, right?
There are.
So there would be some tides, for example. And
Very
actually,
good point.
you said that other alien technology was behaving weird in the storm. You're muted.
Tamsin knows more about it than I do, because she was there for it. But I remember her telling us it was like showing weird text and stuff every time it got hit by lightning or something.
Is this on?
So,
Since
Isn't teleporting some kind of transmitting us a signal? As turning us into a signal and transmits us somewhere else, right? And this is
Probably.
electromagnetic disturbance, so I don't know, maybe teleporters aren't storm safe in general.
Oh,
That actually makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
You know, it'd be funny if the teleporters made all of you into clones.
Tamsin and I already worked through that theory.
See, it wouldn't work for me because I'm already a clone.
So,
Yes, so
I mean, it wouldn't change anything about me.
It wouldn't change anything about it. Wouldn't it just make another you?
Yeah, but I'm already a clone, so it's just another me. Whereas it would be a clone of one of you.
I don't.
I don't follow either.
Because it would be different. I mean, everybody always talks about how being a clone is how clones are different.
Really?
Different from who?
From people who like weren't born in a test tube.
Oh, okay. No, I get what you're saying. I was very confused. I was just like, what do you mean clones are different? That's literally the point of clones, is that they're not.
I know, right?
Yeah, we worked through the whole Prestige theory. the great historical movie, The Prestige, which everyone still knows about.
Wait, what's prestigious about it?
No, it was a movie where it's like they thought they made a teleporter, but it was really a cloning thing, and then the guy had to like kill all his clones. It was about magicians.
That doesn't make any sense. That's just like wasteful.
Hmm. Exceptionally.
Ugh.
All right.
Walking up the stairs.
Yeah, it's like
Susie's
Susie's giving you like one of the mats, and she's like holding the other one like over top of her head, sort of thing.
As you start heading up the stairs, the lighting, which I think most of you, except maybe Allison, know, matches the mood of the person walking next to it. So, how is Susie feeling right now?
Susie, for once, is actually feeling pretty balanced.
Okay.
They were stuck in a storm on a planet, but somebody finally acknowledged that the shit she does is useful.
All right, as you pass by the lights, they are blue, almost bordering a little bit on purple. What about TC? How's TC feeling right now?
TC's feeling perseverance is what's on his mind at the moment. It's not about surviving today. It's about getting to tomorrow and taking what small things you can enjoy from today when they happen, but not really expecting them. Just, tomorrow is the goal, not the day after.
Okay. I feel like that would probably be a green light as you pass by them. How about Owen?
I think Owen's on edge right now. I think he doesn't know why the teleporter's not working. He's having to we've been having lengthy discussions all day. I feel like we haven't. Today's been a long day, and I feel like I don't know. He's exasperated. Right. Let's go with that.
When you pass by the light, it is red, like a red alert kind of red. And then how about Allison? How's Allison feeling right now?
Allison, it's two things. On the outside, oh, shiny lights, pretty. On the inside, I'm just worried. I mean, I don't need to list the reasons I'm worried, but currently I'm worried about teleporters behaving weird, and Tamsin and Lyle being on the who knows where, because actually that's what Tamsin told me. They have no idea how this place and the fridge are related to each other. And one person who could actually measure that by watching the stars is inaccessible.
Okay. In that case, when Allison passes by a light, I think it's probably like an orangish red. Excuse me, goodness. Grab a hard candy or something. So yeah, that happens as you pass by the lights. You're all able to notice that, and the fact that all your lights are different colors. And then I also need a nimbleness roll because there's water pouring down the stairs. Not like it's going to flood the teleporter room, but enough to make the steps slippery and the ground is still moving.
What rule is that again?
Nimbleness. Okay. All right. So Owen and Susie, you're totally fine. You're able to take the stairs, no problem. Barely even notice that the steps are wet. Allison, you slip and slide a lot, but you manage to stay upright. Like you keep yourself standing up and moving up the stairs. It's just you have a lot of like close calls with your feet sliding out from under you a little bit and having to recatch your balance. TC, you take a wrong step and end up sliding down the stairs. Either face down or on your
Can
butt. Up to
I
you.
roll to have Susie grab him before he falls too far?
You can certainly try. That
What
will
would
be
you like?
That's going to be a might roll.
Aha! Something I'm good at.
$32.
32.
Yeah, you're able to catch TC before he slides too far down. It does drag you down a couple of steps just because of the momentum and sheer weight difference between TC and Susie. But you're able to find a handhold on the wall to stop yourself and help TC up.
Grab a handful, like suddenly realizing my arm's not broken anymore.
That is correct.
Yeah, so Susie's like got her arm fully outstretched, like has popped out of the brace it was in, sort of thing, and grabbed like TC by like the middle of the back of their shirt, sort of his shirt, sort of thing.
That's all hair. TC ain't got no shirt no more.
I'm sorry,
Oh, no.
TC. Susie grabbed your hair.
Ow. So yeah, that's probably going to hurt quite a bit, but you don't take any damage. And looking at the stairs and everything, TC, you're pretty sure you would have, at the very least, had a lot more scrapes and bruises sliding down those stairs had you not been stopped.
I'm gonna kind of look to Susie and just appreciate it.
As soon as he's kind of like helps him get back up and stuff, and it's kind of like look at her arm like,
That's not normal. We're not gonna kiss that gift fish right now. We're gonna go ahead and deal with that later. We're gonna take that as a good luck right now, and we're gonna think about the repercussions of it when we can stop moving. Just
Susie tries to ignore the fact that she suddenly has apparently gotten healing powers, and it's just making sure people coming up last to make sure people make it up the stairs.
Okay. Yeah, and then when you get up to the top of the stairs, you can see the effects of the storm. Like there's trees waving around quite violently. The wind is picked up. It's cold. It's very wet. It's like being in the middle of a low-level hurricane or like a tropical storm.
Susie's like looking around at this like, question, do we have to go out in this?
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. I feel like it's not that far a run to the house.
I mean, I'm going if everybody else is going. I'm not gonna stay here and wait for Wilfred.
I think if the houses are built to survive this weather, then we'll be more comfortable in them anyway than in the cave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Well, let's go ahead and get this over with. And Wilfred kind of takes his pants off and bundles them up under his arm and tries to keep them dry. Don't have any other clothes. I want to spend the night in wet clothes.
Okay.
just a
Susie's
thing.
wearing her wetsuit still, so
Pat, I also had that facial expression.
Well, it was the Wilfred part, and then it was the take off the pants part. It was two blows there.
Oh, I missed the Wilfred part apparently.
So TC is actually Wilfred in disguise, we're finding out.
Mm-hmm. Underneath all the leathery skin and hair. Yep.
Yep. It's just like a body suit disguise thing. All right, so TC's just holding on to the pants, not holding on to one of those mats.
Oh no! If there's enough mats, then he'll definitely hold on to one of the mats as well.
oh yeah.
In that case, I need a might check as you run across the bridge.
I just stick to Suzy in case of something goes wrong.
Can we not? Can we not just stay at one of the houses on this side?
Oh fuck me!
Well, I suppose there are a couple of houses on this side.
Yeah,
It's
because
up to you.
I think I set up shop at least in one of these ones.
We're all gonna
Alright,
sleep over at Owen's tonight.
I definitely used one of those D6s.
Okay. Yeah, that
was
did
a-
not really help you,
A
unfortunately.
whole 19. Oh.
Got a
Uh,
22.
You are at 5 retweets though, so we'll count that one for that. So yeah, if you don't go to the bridge, this happens before you get to the bridge. It happens at some point between here and whatever house you go to. The wind picks up and yeah, unfortunately it rips that mat right out of your hands and it goes flying off into the jungle below. But
I don't suppose I could do anything with my. What have I got? I've got trained, and it gives me swiftness and stuff. Could I do anything with that? God, I've got so many swiftness points.
Susie can just make you another mat.
Yeah, I was gonna say not really because that's for combat.
All right, that's no worries then.
So it just lets you react faster, really, in certain situations. But yeah, so that the mat just it goes flying for TC, and then for Susie with a 22. I'm gonna give you an option here for what happens. But first, I'm going to ask you a question. How determined to hold on to this mat is Susie?
It depends.
On?
On whether or not somebody else is going to need her help first. Otherwise, she's hanging onto that goddamn mat, including if it pulls her off and she has to hold on to it to paraglide down into the forest.
Glad you mentioned that choice specifically, because yeah, the wind picked up pretty hard. That wasn't quite enough to keep you and the mat on the ground. And you are now airborne.
Susie is holding on desperately to the two sides of the mat because she's well aware if she lets go, she's going to plummet. And it's screaming.
Like, you definitely have the option to let go of it and not plummet, to your death. You can just let go, but if you're determined, then yeah, it's going to take you.
And I mean, just saying, if you hold on to it, I feel like this also counts as Susie going off on her own again. Which she's
No,
gonna
no, it
talking to you
doesn't.
about.
No, it doesn't. Wasn't voluntary.
So Owen and Allison, I think you might have time enough to react to try to help. Would you like to try to grab Susie's legs as she's being lifted into the air?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I will need a nimbleness roll from both of you.
God, I'm gonna be able to catch her, but I've got no might to bring her back down.
No, see, if you catch me and you have no might to bring me down, it just means we're going off together on an adventure.
Whoa. Nice rolls.
That's pretty good for Allison. Yeah. Would you like to add a d6 because you're close to the DC for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to protect my new friend. Okay. Only 2.
Okay. So with a 24, you reach out to try to grab Susie's legs, and your hands basically just barely brush the edge of her shoe, but don't quite make purchase to grab her. Owen, you mentioned you were gonna try.
I did. I rolled a 30.
Oh, that's what the 30 was for. Okay.
Wasn't it? Yeah, that's my nimbleness. It's
Okay,
plus
cool.
14.
It got lost in the.
The two I rolled was my might to not get blown over. Then I rolled
okay.
nimbleness.
So yeah, you're able to let go of your mat and leap up and grab Susie's leg, which is enough to not have her go over the edge, but she's still in the air, just sort of being anchored by you. And Allison, you're able to grab on at that point.
I will yell at Susie to get ready to go. We can make new ones.
Susie's just kind of freaking out at this point because suddenly airborne and is trying to desperately to cling to the mat now.
No, let it go! I yell over the wind.
Oh no.
Susie hears, "Let it." Rain
Okay.
sounds.
At that moment, because I rolled for wind and it was a nat 20, it picks up real hard and it's starting to pick up you and Owen and Allison together.
Would I have
And
had
it's-
time to react by this point?
Yes. It's starting to pull Susie and Owen and Allison towards the edge of the cliff. But
It
the TC,
just-
you have time to react.
Cool.
Just to be clear, Allison was very obviously speaking to Susie, right?
Yes!
Bastard.
I earlier yelled, we can make another one, and clearly it wasn't about the baby.
We can clone another Susie.
Oh.
We can make another. Just let her go.
Can't let her go. She has the scanner.
And the knife.
All right, TC, what are you doing with your 20 there?
I think it was a 20 might to try to just add more weight. Like
Would you
grab
like-
on the end and sit down.
Would you like to use a crit?
Whoa.
You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and
Okay.
we'll burn that
I
crit.
think it's gone pretty well so far.
Because did I mention y'all are in a hurricane?
Susie's fine in
you
the
said
water.
low
She hasn't told
category.
anybody she's afraid of flying.
All right. So with that,
Hey, I'm
crit,
from Europe. I have no idea what hurricane means in practice.
that's
Why
fair.
did she go into space?
Because
So
her
with-
parent took her and put her in cryo sleep for the trip.
with an auto crit, you find a rock or something sticking up out of the ground right there that you were able to grab, as well as I'm gonna say Owen's like belt or waistband or something. And that is enough to keep all of them from flying away. And eventually the wind will die down enough that Susie will stop being airborne and you can run to the houses.
Susie kind of looks absolutely shell-shocked, is like hugging the mat to her chest.
Well, good thing we didn't stick to just two in a group. Yeah, we got lucky.
Once they're inside, Susie kind of, is it now a bad time to tell people I'm afraid of flying? Like a lot. Like a lot.
A little bit of a worse time than about 5 minutes ago, but no, not a bad time.
Let's just run to the houses. Closest one.
Yeah, you're all able to.
The closest one with an ensuite. Let's be real. We do have standards.
They're all pretty much the same. But yeah, you're able to get inside, and we didn't have a PC death today so far, because Susie definitely would have been dead. And with that, I think that's a good spot to take a break, and then we'll come back and see what new trouble the survivors get into at the house. So we're gonna take a 15-minute break. Go grab hydration, snacks, stretch your legs, all that good stuff. But then be right back here in 15 minutes, and we'll start up the second half. Be right back. There we go, and we're back. I don't know where my camera went. 1 second while I fix that. But yeah, we are back, and you all made it to the house.
Owen is
There we
pointing
go.
out all of the numerous buttons in very clear line of sight all throughout the house. To Susie.
Susie starts crying and just goes into a corner and sits.
Then I follow Susie. Well, what happened? Oh, that was a stupid question. Okay. No, take it back. I mean, I didn't say it because we were in the storm.
Susie looks at you like,
No.
what the
Let's
fuck?
take it back. Let's take it back because I blurted it out of character totally.
So yeah, the house is completely sealed off. You're hearing wind noise outside, but it's well insulated. It doesn't shake from the wind or anything like that. Overall, you feel pretty darn safe inside. It's a little bit cool because of the outside air, but it's got heating from the sort of cooking surface in the central portion of the home that you're able to activate. It still works and everything if you would like.
Yep. I stop making comments about the button and just slink into the background over by the stove. Avoid this conversation.
Okay, I will hug Susie. Why didn't you let it go? Just let it go.
Susie just like, because if I let it go, I was gonna fall.
From several feet high, but if it took you away, you would fall anyway from I don't know how high. I mean, okay, no, don't worry. Just hug it out.
You see, if Susie could have thought through the panic, maybe.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at Owen's facial expression.
Don't worry. Terrible island advice. Love that.
Man, Patrick, do you wanna-
Owen has his back to this and is just like facing the stove.
Patrick, do you like want to play poker sometime or anything like that? Maybe any kind
Yeah,
of lie
I'd love to
detection
play poker
game?
with you.
Any kind of game where my very obvious facial expressions are a dead giveaway for everything? Sure.
Mhm. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, Raven, I have a question. My character, Alison, looks over Susie's shoulder or head, and are there any interior panes of glass?
There are. There are several windows in the house, which have buttons.
No.
They're not like.
I mean, windows between rooms of the house. Totally interior on both sides of glass.
Oh, I got you. No, not really.
Any glass tables?
It's a fairly open floor plan, and all the materials are the same stuff that the walls are made out of. That sort of stone metal hybrid material.
Susie kind of stares at the wall and she's like, and then she like finally looks out. She's just like, Allison, don't lick the walls. They taste bad. They also make your tongue numb.
I'm kind of shocked by this statement. I need to process it clearly because first I need to find part of the brain that will be applicable here, and this will take me the longest, I think.
That's fair. All right. Does anybody bring up the fact that Susie's arm doesn't appear to be broken?
No.
Okay.
I'm sure thinking about it, but I don't bring it up.
All right.
No, sometimes you just gotta accept the gift fish and just not kiss it.
Okay.
That's gasoline that you save to throw onto a later fire conversation.
My brain is busy with different things. I didn't even notice.
Okay. In that case, the storm looks like it's going to go on for several more hours. Is there anything else that you want to do during the storm? I don't know if you have food with you to prepare here or not, or if there's any conversations you want to have or things that you'd like to do in the house.
All the food is back in the cave.
I mean, we were coming up to cook. Do we not keep any of the food just at Owen's house where he prepares the food?
But are we at Owen's house?
I mean, if we just chose a house.
We chose the first house.
Oh yeah, we definitely chose a house. By the distance was a factor.
I seem to remember I picked one on the close side of the bridge, so Owen's might have been the first one. I think TC and I took ones on this side of the bridge because TC didn't want to go over the mood-altering bridge.
All right, I tell you what, there are 4 houses on this side of the bridge. Pick a number between 1 and 4.
3.
3. The closest one was house 2. So, no. Unfortunately, it's an empty house.
Owen is still facing the stove, not sure what to do.
I mean,
Wait,
you're more than welcome to try to run to the next house and grab food, or run back to the cave and grab food.
Any volunteers to go with me to retrieve the food?
I'll come.
Is this both of y'all okay? Actually, Allison, would you please message Tamsin? Let her know where we are, what we've done, where we're at, and the current issues that we're having with the teleporter, and that Owen and I have gone nearby to grab the food.
Alison is nodding energetically. Yes, of course.
Thank you. And Susie, I've got something for us to work on tomorrow, but I need to think about it for a little while. But I've got an idea. Ready to go, Owen?
Wait, and Susie takes off her bag, which used to have the food on it, but she took all it out because we were in the cave, and gives that to Owen.
Owen will take it. He's also, for a brief second, he considers suggesting Susie should be the one to go to the cave since apparently she has a healing factor, but he keeps that to himself.
All right.
DC's just going to try to make eye contact with Susie when she hands over the bag and just a quick nod. That's all that needs to be said. And
Does anybody have any rope?
Susie's like, well, I could make some in 5 minutes, but all the grass is back in the cave.
In the cave.
Does the training mentioned the use of rope in case of hurricane, and people always should have rope. Oh, I know. I'm sorry.
Susie looks at Allison. You apologize a lot. You should stop doing that.
No, that's apologize, and Alison steals again herself. Communication is important, and apologies are important part of communication.
Yeah,
You were
but
given the
there's
teacher's
nothing
there.
for you to be sorry about if it was just a miscommunication.
No, it was a miscommunication. I should have realized that it's the case of we can see what we see on the table is what we have. Metaphorically speaking, of course. My remark about rope.
You're just used to not being stuck on an alien planet. It's okay.
Okay. But apologizing makes me feel better too.
All right. So, while that conversation's happening, TC and Owen, you said you two are going back to the cave, right?
No, I thought we were going to the house, to the nearby house with the food. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I just need one might roll.
Am I right there, Pat? Am I wrong?
Wherever the group says the food is where I'm willing to go. Because I
We know
didn't
there's
think
a-
through the logistics of where I just assumed it would be near where I cook things.
I would assume that some of it is where Owen is. I know all the food that Susie grabbed was in the cave.
Okay.
So whatever isn't the food that Susie grabbed, or food that came from like the grav traps and the nets from today, because I believe those were also in the cave. So anything that's not that you have in shared or personal inventory can be in that house.
I've got food in my personal inventory. I have no idea how long from what season it's even from, but I'm okay with that if you are.
That's fine.
I've got 2 melons and 6 parsnips and some edible fish.
Okay. I think that's supposed to be root vegetables.
It says parsnips in parentheses 1d6 food.
Okay. So that's actually a little bit different now. Let me just pull up what the food values are with this version. All right, so the root vegetables or parsnip is worth 4 food, with a sick chance of 1. The melons are worth 2 food with a sick chance of 1. And then what else did you have?
I have oh wait, no, it's egg. I have 12 eggs, and it's marked as 1 egg equals 1 edible fish.
Okay, which are worth 2 food. And
I'm
with a
sorry,
sick chance of
my
1,
inventory is just like all of these weird equations of food.
yeah? All right. So yeah, that's the values on those. So the eggs would be worth 2, the parsnips are worth 4, and the melons are worth 2.
All right, and we said it's gonna be a might roll to get over there.
Yes, I need a might roll from both of you,
Oh, for both of us. Oh.
as you're basically
There
trying
we
to walk
go.
into the wind. Nice.
Oh hey!
I think that's gonna be a 41 for me.
Would TC help Owen if Owen was struggling?
100%.
Okay,
It's
then
the
yes.
perfect time to be rid of me, TC. Just
Then
think of all
yes.
the better people still frozen.
You both.
No,
make it
Patrick,
to the
I'm gonna
house.
make you keep playing Owen.
You both make it to the house with no problems. Owen, it's not like an outright, fail blowing away or anything like that. But Owen was gonna have some struggles getting there. But if you're helping him along,
that's good information for the trip back. If a 25 is still not great.
25 is like a mixed success. Something bad also
Okay.
was gonna happen, but you would have made it there. All right. So
This is look, running supplies through a hurricane, naked as a blue jay. This is 100% TC's safe zone. This is his area of expertise.
I was assuming that TC had some form of underpants on.
No, just I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they I don't know. I hadn't
For the
thought
sake
about
of the 15-year-old, please have underwear on.
Yeah.
For the sake of a proper and prim kindergarten teacher, please have an underwear on.
I think you would have just grabbed some leaves or something.
No.
Mince something about people being like, "Man, what's wrong?
I mean,
Everybody's
the
so shy."
the-
Weird.
The outfit you have does come with, an issued pair of boxer shorts.
Oh, well, then I'll wear those then.
But they're
Okay.
probably Bosco brand.
They are.
Bosco brand, yeah. Yeah, no, the pants part of the only remaining part of the uniform that I had is back at the play shrine because I wanted something
Okay.
to come back to.
For the sake of all present, yes, you have boxer shorts.
All right.
So you at least have that. But yeah, you make it to the other house. Dear God. And are able to retrieve that food and anything else that you would like to get from your house, Owen.
I don't know that Owen has much else. He's
That's
got weapons. He's got 2 weapons he likes. I don't think we need the books because no one else can read them, and I read them
For
already.
some reason, I still have 2 salt deposits in my personal inventory.
Okay.
Figuring
Yeah,
for
no,
the
I don't-
food, that might help.
Cool.
Okay. Then yeah, you're able to retrieve that stuff, and then I assume you want to head right back.
Ideally, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Then I need
Point
a
A to
might
point
roll
B.
from both of you again as you head back into the storm.
Let's just throw those out there, Zan. I can't hit that level of. I can't go higher than my last level of success unless I crit.
Get good, buddy.
Ooh, I could
You
add a
did better than
D6 to
me.
that.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Thanks, D6.
All right, let's see what TC has.
Mine was a 25.
20. Oh, 25.
Yeah.
In that case, Zan, you could also use a D6 if you would like. The DC is 30 to make this essentially a full success. Or if the two of you want to stay where you are, I'll just have you roll something else because something else will happen, but you will make it to the other house.
I mean, I'm kind of interested in the random. Are we looking on D6s, y'all?
Currently at 3 and 1 crit.
I mean, you would have to get 5, so the odds are low, and I'm curious too.
Yeah. I think I'm cool with it.
All right. Same with you there, Owen.
I mean, I used my D6 already.
That's fair. So both of you are blown to the ground shortly after stepping outside. So now you are covered in mud, in addition to just being soaked. And because of that, Owen, you now have to fight the wind for control of the bag with the food in it. So I need another might check.
Better not lose my bag, Owen.
Or nimbleness. I'll let you use one or the other. So you can either try to use might to hold on to it, or nimbleness to try to scramble to pull it underneath yourself so that it doesn't blow away.
I'm so much better at nimbleness. It's gonna. Oh yeah, I'm like 5.
You
better
do
at
have
nimbleness.
2 advantages.
I know,
For you in
that I was-
particular, by the way.
I was gonna use one of those.
Okay.
Since one of them has to be used to cook the food, that
I mean,
requires me to first have the
technically, this
food.
counts as preparing and cooking food.
Yes, well, exactly what I wanted to say. Saving dinner is a first
Oh,
step.
I didn't need it. 44 on the. I used it, but it was a 44 with my net.
All right, cool. So with the nat 20, I'm just going to say that you're able to pull that underneath of you, keep it from blowing away, and scramble up with TC to get back into the other house. And really the only negative effect you have is being covered in mud.
So yeah, now you're gonna have to wash those clothes, and you're gonna have to wait a real long time to sleep in something dry. Just a note for the future.
I'm I just appreciate the fact that we haven't established whose house this is that we're tracking mud all over, just that it's not mine.
It's just an empty house. Yeah, it was one of the ones that wasn't being used, so this is now the dirty house.
I don't know why I assumed we just had the perfect number of houses for everybody, and they were all
No, there was
occupied.
there was like 6 on the other side and 4 on this side, I think, is what it was total.
Okay, 10 houses.
Yeah, and the community center, which I think Lyle and Quackers took over.
Oh yeah, I remembered noticing that fixing community center sounds like a great task to do in a game.
Yeah. Put various pieces of produce around.
Gee, I wonder where Raven could have gotten that idea from.
Oddly enough, it wasn't from Stardew Valley. I just was like, they probably would have like, a bigger house as like a meeting area for like community events. But it is really funny how that pans out. So yeah, you make it in. You've got the food. None of you are dead, surprisingly. And yeah, you can prepare the food for everybody.
Hey, is there indoor plumbing in these houses?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's why nobody except TC is shitting outside anymore, or pissing outside anymore. It's real disheartening. It's going to take a long time to tan this leather.
Because I tried to follow the pipes, and I couldn't. All I saw was down. It was a really shitty roll.
Appropriate choice of words there.
I'm just over here trying to get us some damn leathers, and y'all's dignity is getting in the way of that. TC is noticing.
Okay, so how about our side of the task? Alison, were the task with communicating with Tamsin.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What message were you sending to Tamsin again?
First, we need to know if we have any connection in the storm. Hello,
yeah,
Tamsin, are you there? That's kind of the message. In other words.
Okay. Trying to think of how to describe what would happen with this. You are able to get through, but it's like it's stuck on message sending for like a really long time, and then eventually it says message sent.
Okay, but do we have a response?
There is no response yet.
Okay, I would wait similar amount of time. It took to send
Okay.
my message.
You do get a response back, but it's like you're pretty sure you can pick out like yes, we're fine out of it, but it's like the message is kind of corrupted, so not all the characters are there in the words, and it has like an error message at the end of the text.
Okay, so in other words, I will type a longer message saying that's how it is on this island, about all that TC told me to say, and I will copy paste this message and like 2 times.
Okay.
Maybe enough characters will go through
Yeah.
from all of them together.
Yeah.
Oh, and I add the explanation that the message is garbled. That's why I'm copying it.
Okay. It takes a little bit longer for it to go through this time, and you do get a response back after a while, but it's just, you can see that there was a response, not what was actually in it.
I will relay this information to the entire group that the communication is very garbled.
And anyone familiar with Bosco, like phones or tablets or things like that, can roll an education roll to see if you know why this might be doing so.
Okay,
Let me
that
do
would
so.
be me.
I'm a
Our-
teenager.
I don't
This is a
suppose-
communication device.
I was gonna say our Bosco phone's just the common phone of.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
23.
Okay.
So
14.
Sabotage wouldn't have anything to do with this, would it?
I mean, technically, yeah. TC's
Cool.
reverse engineered enough Bosco technology, I think, that you would probably know.
Awesome. So I've got a pretty solid education already, but I think I've got another 4 points in sabotage.
Okay.
5 points in sabotage. Yeah, fantastic. So my education is 31, and then with the 5 that I have in sabotage, that would be 36.
Okay. So we'll start with Allison. So you got the just enough to get some information. You know that these type of error messages typically happen when someone is at the edge of the range from like one of these tablets to like a tower or something like that. So you know that it's probably just too far away. TC, you know, like down to you know, within a few feet or meters, how far away that means that they are, and it's about twice as far as what you kind of know that distance was before. So what Tamsin and Owen and others have explained, like how far away the fridge is from the island. The island is now double that away.
Well, we got some, if this means what I think it means, and I'm almost sure it is, we got some bad news. We're about twice as far away from the fridge as we used to be, and if this is any indication, we're only going to get further away. We need to try to prepare some way to get off this island real quick, or try to think of a way to get it to shift back. Because I'm afraid that by the end of this storm, we might be outside the range of stuff.
Allison, you said you saw tech stuff under the island. Wait, when you went under there. Did you... Owen, you can talk to the tech things, right?
Wait. So you say, I asked TC, interrupting, sorry. You say this island is moving like in...
We're moving away from the fridge.
Oh.
Maybe there's like a master control or something down there that Owen could get it to change course.
Oh, so you're saying we are not only drifting, but this... I mean, what are you saying? That we are... I turn back to see, we are drifting? Would that be too fast for drift, or are we moving like on power?
I mean, the stuff Owen was telling about from the books and stuff, it sounds like it's on power because they had to deliberately move the island to keep it hidden, right?
I mean, they probably could and did. That doesn't necessarily mean that's what's happening now.
I think the storm is dragging us off. So we need to...
How can you pilot an island?
Well, Owen, how can you pilot an island?
I don't fucking know. Why? I'm a bit confused as to why we need to leave. Like the storms don't go on forever, so when the storm stops, they could just teleport back, and we could teleport wherever we want. Because it's the communication that's out of range, right?
If the communication's out of range, then it might be.
We don't know what's the range on teleports, right?
I mean,
right.
We know that Wilfred is able to get here from his island, presumably, and then
before it drifted.
Well,
We are now working in a new experience. We can no longer assume what does and does not work.
Okay. So we don't know. The range is a question mark.
Right.
I don't know that we can assume. I don't think it's. I would give it a little more credit than Bosco Tech for the range that it can function at, but
The only
Yeah,
range
we
that I'm
don't know.
certain of is how far away from the fridge we are, and it's much further than we started the day. So
Okay,
if it's
so
after the storm, we're gonna have
Actually,
to.
what's the range? Because I'm not good at theoretical values. Raven.
I'm trying to. We didn't have like a set number of meters or anything. It was just like it took. It was just beyond the horizon. So, how far away can you see on a like on the ocean, for example, on Earth? I can look it up.
You
but
can-
if anybody
you,
has it, like,
you can
at the top of
you
your
can
head.
see the tips of the over structures over the ship from like 20 miles, but not
20
the
miles
bottom
away?
of the ship. I think, yeah.
Okay. So about 20 miles for Earth. So for this, it would have been about 15 miles, roughly. This planet is smaller than Earth.
I'll share that information.
I don't know that you all know that the planet's smaller than Earth, but yeah, that's about the distance. It's about 15 miles.
So we are now 30. Or we are now 15 because
somebody tell me this in kilometers because I really have no idea how to judge miles.
I will do when I get the final answer. So because you
Thank
said
you.
twice that, and I'm sure we are multiplicating this 15 or not.
Yeah, so originally you were 15, about 16 miles away, I guess. Excuse me.
Okay, so 30.
And
would
now
be
you're about 30 to 32.
50.
Or
42
yeah.
would be exactly 50 kilometers.
32 miles roughly. So about 51 to 52 kilometers. Is about how far you are away now.
That gives me an idea. Basically, like up to Duncan.
Oh, sorry. I am. Wait, my allergies just went crazy.
It's because Raven's
yeah.
allergic to imperial measurement.
She's,
Anyway,
she's allergic to Canadians. That's why she's so out of it on Saturday nights because she's got to deal with 3 of us.
No,
Metric.
I actually think metric makes a whole lot more sense, and I wish I lived in Canada. Anyways, yeah. So that's what you know. And you were discussing having to get off the island, yeah?
Yeah, so we still have the one mini sub.
Yeah, which is built for 2, but could conceivably fit more.
And Susie's
you
like,
already
if
saw that.
if you give me a day, I can build us a boat.
I'm sorry. We're trying to build a boat in the middle of a hurricane now to sail off in a hurricane instead of just waiting out.
I
Well,
don't
no,
think so.
I we're not going anywhere while this is going on.
Exactly.
I mean, like after.
I think that this is a discussion that ultimately will have no impact and serve nothing but to frustrate and impede our future conversations. There's nothing that we can do about the situation right now. I was bringing it up to reinforce the need for communication because it was a piece of knowledge that I had that I assumed that y'all didn't. That was not a search for an answer. It was an update to our situation. Tomorrow, we'll all go into it with the same amount of knowledge, and we've all had a good night's sleep, and be ready to tackle this then. But right now, there's nothing we can do but try to not throw up in our sleep.
Yeah, you probably
Forget-
shouldn't lie on your back tonight.
Owen has forgotten the seasickness thing and thinks these are all shots at his food.
Speaking of food,
Putting on a brave face.
for how we were calculating food, do we have is it eat and then go to the next day, or go to the next day and then eat?
It's eat
Oh, you
and
have
then
to
go
first-
to the next day.
Okay. In that case, let's get a roll from Owen to cook that
Also-
food.
We should be pretty good on water at this point.
Water's not an issue, yeah. You have basically unlimited clean water at the moment.
So that's an art roll then, Raven?
It is.
And
You do have
guess
that
what?
advantage.
You have an advantage.
Yep. And I put 4 points into fucking art when we leveled up. So, and I've also got 8 points of training in cooking that we could add on to this.
Perfect. That's a pretty solid base then.
So 29.
Is that with advantage?
Yeah, with the advantage and
Okay.
the eight training, it's 29.
Then yeah, I'll just call that a 30. And yeah, you do an excellent job of cooking that food. So you had basically 24 from the eggs, 4 from the fruit, and then how many?
We only had
vegetables
2
did you have?
melons. Or yeah, 4 from the fruit and then 6. So if they're worth 4, that's another 24.
Okay, so that's 52 food.
Which is,
Divided by 12 that you need. That's enough for 4 people.
it is! Yay!
Perfect. So yeah. So all 4 of you are able to eat.
Just
A
use
fantastic
sea ration,
meal.
just use sea rations until we get there.
Yeah, pretty much, because that'll give you 12 food, which is what you need. And then just do the like desalinized water. Hit that a couple times and you'll be good. And no chance of getting sick off of any of this. So if it pops up and says you're sick, ignore it. Because Owen did a good job of cooking.
Hey, look at our boy Owen doing the one thing.
it's just
Beautiful
eggs
cooking
and fruit
boy.
and roots. And salt. Susie said she had salt.
Yeah, so like I imagine you're able to make like sort of kind of similar to like an eggs and hash browns sort of hash breakfast with some fruit on the side.
With a fruit omelet.
So if that's 40, if that's 52 food that we had, I think TC would pipe up and go. It might not be a bad idea for us to leave some food out somewhere that it'll stay warm, just in case Tamsin and Lyle come back. It's, not necessarily they're kind of on their own tonight, but if they do come back, it would be nice for them to have at least a nibble of something hot.
And the cooking surface is adjustable enough that you could essentially keep it on warm.
Oh, we're opening a McDonald's, y'all. We've got a warming
Got
tray.
a hot plate.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's no problem. And it's, clearly designed to not catch the house on fire. So
Yay!
It'll also might just keep the house warm.
I was gonna ask,
Yep.
does this okay.
yeah.
Is this did we describe it as a gas stove before? Are we filling
Yeah,
this
pretty-
house with flammable gas?
It's sort of like a gas stove. That's the way it cooks and reacts and everything is like a gas stove, but it's not technically like natural gas. It's
Okay.
it's powered by something you don't really understand. but that's how it works. Is like a gas stove. So yeah, it's designed to be the main cooking element for the home, and as well as heating, because of the way this material works that the house is built out of. It heats and cools pretty evenly. It's not like you just end up with one big hot spot in the middle of the house. Like I said a couple episodes ago, it's deceptively simple. It's actually quite advanced technology. It just looks really, really rustic and simple. So yeah, you're able to do that, and we'll go ahead and move on to the next day. We've got a little bit of time left here. It's not doing the thing for some reason. It should do it. Let's see.
Mine's already flipped over.
I'm trying to pull up like the GM menu, but it's not working for some reason. It might not. I might need to restart the thing.
Yeah, I will need to check. I think I don't know. Okay, I will need to look into that after the
Yeah,
stream.
no worries.
Because
but yeah.
that's a repeated problem.
But regardless, yeah, you're able to sleep comfortably. The storm passes over the course of the night, and the next day you don't have any issues with lower rolls or anything like that, because you're fully fed and hydrated. So next day happens. It's nice and sunny, and there's pleasant nature sounds happening outside. What's the order of the day?
It sounds like it stopped raining.
Yep, you're able to look out the window and see it's bright and sunny and clear, and it stopped raining.
First thing, I'm gonna check the food, see if the food's still there.
It is.
Okay, I'm going to go. I'm gonna open the door and look on the ground, kind of close to near whatever window or door is closest to that area, and see if there's any footprints in the mud. See if anything could smell what we had in here.
No, doesn't appear to be any footprints.
Okay, then I'll just come back inside and start warming some water.
Okay. What about everybody else?
Susie is probably up pretty early-ish, because she's been kind of one of the ones who's usually the first one up and getting ready to go and get stuff and whatnot. And she's just like, if she sees TC stuff, she's like, I'm gonna test the teleporter.
All right, message the group and then do it.
All right, so she sends a message to the group chat of testing the teleporter, and she uses her remote to try and send herself to the cave.
We are all in the room.
Yep.
Why did I don't have one of those pads?
The remotes?
No, I mean, I looked at this. You said message the group. Entire group is in this room, and half of them do not have these pads. What's the point?
Oh yeah. Gotcha.
We need
Just
to
to
do
give
something.
Owen more notifications.
Actually, we need to do something about it. I look at TC.
Yeah, we do. Owen, where was the fabricator?
I mean, no. I wanted to speak with you about it because no disrespect, the text messages are better than nothing, but if we had sustained audio communication, nobody would need to stop what they're doing, or in case of emergency or something like that, to notify about anybody about anything.
I think you're 100% right. I'm just trying to, if not make it a habit, make it an obligation. If our worst level of communication is too frequent of updates, I think that's a good problem.
I agree with you.
So does this mean people actually look at the stuff I send to the group chat?
I would if I could, I promise you.
On that note,
Susie stares at Owen.
Owen pretends to be asleep still.
Just like halfway through cutting a salami.
on that note, I don't think there's a blueprint for it in there.
No, there isn't.
But I will say, if you want to make more tablets, it's going to be a computer chip and or processor and glass.
We've talked about it after the last episode. You say that there will be flotsam after the storm, and I ordered some electronics.
Perfect. Oh yeah, for the asset that everybody got last time. Yeah.
I got the cool propulsion, the one that can pick stuff up and move a gun.
Oh, propulsion cannon. Yeah.
Yeah, it had cannon in the name. I was really on board with that. I bet I can really fuck some shit up with that.
I mean, technically, you could pick up a rock and chuck it. So.
Yep. Who says warfare has to be advanced?
Exactly.
It's basically kind of like the Half-Life gun thing.
Yeah.
See, I just keep thinking it's like it's the new Breath of the Wild.
Yep, I know exactly the ability you're talking about.
Oh yeah, kinda. Anyways, yeah. So
where are you teleporting to? That's the
I'm
first
just
question.
going back down to the cave. I was just gonna use my remote.
Okay. Before we get to that, before I forget, again, so if you want to make a tablet, it'll be a computer chip and glass. If you want to make a radio, I think it was going to be like a titanium and a copper, because they're relatively simple machines. So that's that. So Susie, teleporting back to the cave, you hit the cave button, and yeah, you teleport right back there.
Sweet. So she presses the village button on the teleporter.
Zip, you're right back in the middle of the village, on the other side of the bridge. So
She yells to the house, "It worked!"
I look at TC. I think for the reasons of safety, I should be more familiar with this device. I look at my pilot. I have to admit, I'm kind of afraid to try it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not the most comfortable with it either.
Okay. I will try to teleport to the house I walked in yesterday, which wasn't this house. It was on the other side of the river.
yeah, so you're wanting to teleport to the portal and then teleport to that house, basically.
So this is how it works, or can I teleport to the... So you said we can teleport to the places we've been in only from the cave?
Yeah, so you have to be at the arch thing in the cave to go elsewhere, but the remote will take you back there.
Okay, actually I didn't know this, so actually I will follow with my initial plan. I think heart of the house, and I'll try teleporting there.
Teleporting to the cave first?
No, I wouldn't know that, right?
Oh, I guess you wouldn't know that. So yeah, when you hit the button,
Owen explained all of it to you yesterday when we were in the cave.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
I didn't get it as a player, so
Yeah, I was to say, I think with everything going on, it's fair to say Allison might not have obtained or retained all of that. So yeah, you press the button and you end up back in the cave.
actually I'm kind of afraid. So now I'm changed my plans and think about TC and do that.
Pressing the remote, or
Now
or
I'm
touching the
trying to
button on the
teleport
archway.
back. Now I'm teleporting back to TC.
Okay.
I think.
So to do that, you'll have to push the button on the teleporter, not on the remote. But if you do that, then yes, it will teleport you to TC.
So in other words, I press button on the device, and what happens?
Nothing, because you're
Not on the-
already in the location that it sends you to.
Okay. So actually, I could now panic because that.
Oh, poor Allison. And nobody's in the cave to tell her how it works either. If you'd like, you can roll education to kind of try to figure out how it works.
Okay, let me roll education.
Because
that
you've
will
seen
teach
other
me the
people.
lesson. That
Yeah.
will teach me the lesson to listen more carefully.
You've seen other people use it. I think it's just a matter of Allison kind of putting one and one together.
Okay, I think I put one and one together.
Yeah, you kind of get the like, oh right, this is the return button, and then I can press this button on the archway, and then it'll teleport me wherever I want to go.
Okay, so I move to the portal and teleport back to TC.
Okay. And I'm just going to give you an auto success on that since it's a short distance and you know where you're going pretty well. Otherwise, you'd have to roll discipline. But yeah, you teleport right there to where you last left TC. And you're there.
Okay, that was scary for a moment because I forgot how things work. I didn't understand it right first time.
What'd you learn?
I thought it's just teleporting to the places you want to, but I forgot there's a cave in between. That's like a 2-stage trip. It was a little scary to see myself not in the place I imagined.
Congratulations on fighting that demon. I think you won.
Yeah, but and the lesson is I need to listen more carefully next time.
Not only did you win, you learned. And it's not even fucking arm yet. It's still solidly wrist. Early in the day, and we've already kind of completed our knowledge checklist. I got a good feeling about it.
Oh, also, Susie grabbed a bunch of like grass and stuff, and she seems to be making sun hats.
I love that.
More things to lose in the next store.
Yep.
Just watch the wind blow them away.
Thank goodness there's a lot of grass.
Could I get a...
Ha-
Go ahead, sorry.
Hats 2.0, chin straps.
Blasphemy.
That's smart. Could I get an art roll from you, Susie, to make these hats?
Sure. Guess what I'm also going to use under my profession's tools? Crafting with grass.
Perfect.
So that'll be a +2, so 18.
18.
And I'm gonna use one of those d6.
Okay.
22. I make nice hats.
Yeah, that
They
takes
fit
it from being...
comfortably.
I was gonna say that takes it from being like recognizable as hats and functional to comfortable hats that are actually kind of cute. You can even weave a flower or something into the into the band on it if you want.
Sure. You each get different things.
Cute. So yeah, you're able to do that over the course of the morning.
Susie, I have a request.
Yeah.
I'd appreciate it if you could make me a skirt. Something to keep the bugs off my legs, but I can still walk around in.
How long and how many pleats?
I don't really need I don't know, mid-calf.
Okay.
Sound like something you can do?
I mean, bring me grass.
I love
Found some.
I
And I-
love that. Go ahead. Sorry.
Can I help with that to make it faster, because that's quite a lot of woven grass it will take.
Absolutely. I'll need an art roll for that. And what I was going to say is that I love that you all have like replicator technology that you could easily go and install as you're weaving grass.
I didn't pay for those wilderness
more
survival
fun.
games for nothing.
Yeah,
This is
because-
more fun though.
It's
Because
fair.
the titanium skirt is very comfortable.
Look,
And
look,
besides, Bosco doesn't own this.
it's very in TC's mind. It is very important for these people to learn how to properly survive in the wilderness. And
Oh, that's totally
we
fair.
Talked about there was hats, and so TC's like, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask for the next step of clothing because I don't know when winter's gonna hit, and we need to be able to have clothes. So something the easiest thing you could start with is a skirt. Let's start with a skirt.
Okay, art roll for the
All
help.
right.
Whoa,
Um,
that's dead.
yeah. You probably try to work on it for a little bit and find that Allison just isn't very good at weaving. But you are able to help speed things up just by simply doing very simple prep work of like getting the grass organized and
Like pulling
Things
out
like
like
that.
things like bugs or sticks and like laying the grass out to dry and stuff, because that's something that needs to be done too.
yeah. So
Manual work,
You-
okay.
you still are able to help and make it go a little bit faster. It's just not quite making them yourself. Okay, so a couple other things to talk about before we wrap up. So Susie and Allison are making sun hats and skirts. Did you want to do anything with the teleporter right now, or go back into the jungle or anything like that before the end of this session? 'Cause we've got a little time.
Technically, next thing would be checking
Susie
on
wants
Tamsin, but
Susie
But-
would really like
Yeah.
to at least take one person with her to go and finish checking out the place that the alien showed her to, that had the grow beds and stuff, because she didn't have very long there because the storm was coming in.
Yeah. Okay.
and I
So,
wanted to
Susie's gonna try and talk Allison into going there with her.
Okay,
So
I
you can
will be
scan
very happy
things.
to. And but I remind the group. Actually, I think we need to check on the sub if it survived the storm. Okay, because like you said yesterday, this is a topic for today, right? To check our routes of this island, just to be sure.
I think so. Owen, does that sound like something that you're comfortable tackling with just me?
Or
Great. So Owen and I go to the sub and see if maybe anything's washed up on the shore, just by luck. And y'all are back to the remnants of that city with the grow bed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how long are we gone?
Did you? I'm trying to. Did you all tie down the sub to something?
Yeah,
Yes.
last time,
we
or
like
just pull it?
we got it up on the shore and like secured it. You told us
Okay.
it was gonna be okay.
Yeah. I just couldn't remember if you had tied it or if you had just brought it up to the.
Oh
the
yeah,
edge.
we tied it.
Okay. So yeah,
Susie.
with it being tied, it's fine. It's still there.
Susie, would you message Tamsin and let her know that we've separated and that we're doing and what task we're doing today?
Sure, but if I message her, she's probably gonna ignore it.
It's a good habit to be in.
Okay.
We can build the messaging habit. We can build the checking the messages habit too. Well, we got to start somewhere.
Okay, but you might want to have like Owen message her later, just in case. Like if it's important.
I'll keep that in mind.
Susie knows she's low on the totem pole.
You might have seen Owen on his tablet. He hasn't said anything, but he has been private texted Tamsin and Lyle, essentially saying, "Get back here quick!" during the middle of art circle that this whole morning has been. He's very frustrated.
Anyone that's tried to send a message to Tamsin or Lyle this morning, it stays on trying to send. And after a while
Love
it says,
that.
"We couldn't send your message. Click here to retry."
Oh yeah, because it wasn't the storm; it was that stupid distance.
Mm-hmm.
At least it'll let us know if the island moves back into range.
Yep. Okay. Well, let's leave a note, I guess.
Okay.
I would
Um,
imagine that if they try communicating us, they will run into same problem and try teleporting back here.
Yes, so we need to have something here for them to see. If we're not here, we can't just leave them here not knowing where we are. If they know to wait, then
Okay, so Susie, let's start with the cave and let's find something on the wall or something like that.
Sure. And Susie pulls out her grease markers, grease markers she's been making out of like the fish oil and like charcoal combinations and stuff, and pulls out her map that she has been updating.
Okay.
And she's just like, I'll just write on the walls or something.
Alison is visibly impressed with Susie's preparation. Wow, these are nice.
Yeah, I know. I got the idea from when I first learned how to do clicker training. We were working with porpoises, and grease markers work great underwater because the grease doesn't like wash away with water.
Okay, so are we going to the cave on foot?
I mean, she just like holds up the teleport. Her
Okay,
thing. Like,
Alison does too.
yeah,
Okay.
it's like, God, that was cheesy awesome. So yeah, they write it off. Susie writes an ominous message of, it's like, we're okay. Meet you tonight at Village.
Alison
Okay.
looks at it critically. We're
And,
okay, that's good.
and like notices there's some on her hand that's like smears the handprint.
All right. Okay. Then
I guess
think,
that will work.
All right. So I'm gonna say that. Yeah, that's all up there. That's fine. And you're able to. I assume you're teleporting to where the grow beds are, or are you
No,
walking?
actually, Susie specifically wanted to walk so she could fit it, she could update her map with it.
Okay.
She's specifically using her strides as measurements.
Okay, perfect. Then Susie and Allison, sounds like you'll be going into the jungle. We will pick that back up next session. And then TC and Owen, you check out the sub, and it's probably got some more scratches and maybe a couple of dents and things on it from being, sort of whipped around and tugged at by the wind and, kind of slamming back down on the rocks. But it's purely cosmetic damage. It's perfectly fine. There's not a whole lot in the way of things washed up on the shore, mostly because it's not attached to anything. So there's not a whole lot, but there's probably like some like kelp that's been washed up. Things of that nature that float. So some kelp, maybe one or two of those. What are they called? 1 second. The things that grow on the kelp that I'm drawing a blank on at the moment.
The big fruits.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bulb.
The gas pods?
No, the
Kelp
gas
fruits.
pods. The gas pods come
Kelp
from
fruits.
animals.
They are literally called kelp fruits.
Fruits. Yeah, the fruit.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it like the rubber fruit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not edible. It's used to make.
Yeah, it's called kelp fruit though in our inventory.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, kelp fruit. Yep. So you've got like 2 kelp fruit and probably like 6 kelp samples worth of materials there that you can pick up.
Okay.
And if there are, and then yes, anything that you all wanted to get from the asset from last week, like story wise, this is where you potentially pick it up. But just whatever you wanted, you'll be able to find it on the shore. Other stuff is just anything that you can think of that you might want, that can float and would be found like growing or living in the deeper parts of the ocean. Within reason, you can get a couple of that. Potentially. Why are you making that face, Alex? that is a scheming face.
Well, couldn't necessarily have a crabdipus, but I know they have a deep water cousin.
Oh. I mean, yeah, like maybe like a dead one? If it's washed up on the shore. If it's alive, it's not going to be on the shore. It's going to be running into the jungle or back into the water.
Even better, they think it's dead, and then it just like gets up and whoop 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 whoop.
Sure. Sure. There could be one of those that runs off into the jungle.
I would have preferred to live in a world where that didn't happen. That startled me. Powerful.
Yes. Anything else that TC and Owen would like to do while walking around the beach?
So, Owen, I would like your input. This isn't a gotcha. This isn't a right or wrong answer. What do you think is the thing that needs to happen between us for us to survive? What is it that we can do better as a group?
Okay. Sorry, I wasn't sure if you meant us or the group. Yeah, leave. we need to get the fuck off this planet and not, look for actual ways of doing that. I love everybody has these great survival skills, but I'm not, enough of what I've seen from the books that I read tells me I'm not making a life on this planet. I've got no interest in riding it out here. I'm either gonna try and get off, or whatever happens. And I get the short-term survival stuff, but we've got structures, we've got our grav traps, so we've got a reliable source of food. I know fish would get boring on the palate, but no, we've got stuff for you to start crafting basic things, but I've got no interest in living on this place.
All right.
At least to me, I know, proposing going to these other places like I am for information is a more dangerous option. But if safe is just living here forever.
I want to ask you a favor.
Sure.
Can not tomorrow, but the next day, let's go to where it is you wanted to go to. Let's give the rest of them just a little more time to feel like this is normal, and we're not going to spring the idea on them. We'll give ourselves the day to prepare, get things that we think we might need, then we'll go from there. But if you're willing to wait 2 days or 2 nights, I'm willing to support you. Is that a plan?
Yeah. I can wait that long.
I'll hold out my hand.
He'll shake your hand.
Good. I'm glad we're on the same page. I feel like this is gonna make things a little easier. I know you're anxious to get off, but
No,
you'll have to forgive me. I don't have a happy ever after after this. This is honestly probably better than what would be waiting for me. So you'll forgive me, I hope, if I indulge myself a little. Let me know if I'm detracting from everyone else's survival. I would appreciate it.
Likewise on that last point. And we've all kind of come into this at different points too. It's what I was saying about our spirited discussion yesterday not being as heated as our conversations have gotten. That's because, again, we kind of went through the stage before of rebuilding at least basic stuff to a new place and then getting more weird alien information and having to take our debates from how the best way to survive to, can we leave this planet safely without things following us? What if the things do follow us? Do we know they're bad for sure? All of that shit. Getting a bit more philosophical than just survival. And you all aren't in... We're kind of at different timelines on this place.
My first night here, you fed me hallucinogenic crickets. And I still trust you. And I hope that you can pay that forward to the rest of the group.
It's because I cooked the hell out of those crickets.
I think 2C might actually chuckle and go, right. And then just break off and like keep combing the sands for stuff.
Okay. Well, I think that sounds like a great spot to call it for tonight. Um, this was fantastic. I very much enjoyed this session of dealing with a hurricane. Before we go on a raid, I'm gonna let everybody say what their favorite part was, where we can find them next, and all that good stuff. Starting with, we'll go reverse order. So, Econorlax, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you, and anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, I'm muted. Well, I wasn't able to catch up on the earlier episode of this season, and now I'm kind of happy I didn't, because now I get to learn the adventures of TC from his perspective, and I didn't know that's how your first night went. So that line caught me by surprise, and it's definitely my favorite moment. My first night here, you fed me hallucinogen crickets, and I still trust you.
That was a great line.
So yeah, I'm Ekinorlax. You can find me. What's today? Yeah, you can find me tomorrow or day after tomorrow on my own channel, where I'll be streaming some either probably like 90% sure some chill game, or zombies of Project Zomboid. That's the alternative. And that's all. I have nothing to add.
All right. Next we've got Pat. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you? And anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, favorite part is, I guess it's got to be Susie would have died. Yeah, the everybody taking flight at the end of the first half. just the whole daisy chain of us going up there. Because I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop, even when we were all connected. I'm like, what are we? Is lightning coming now? Like, what's happening?
Yeah. I was fully prepared for Susie to die tonight.
But yeah, that was my favorite part. I'm Pat. I go by Tactric on Twitter, on Twitch. You can catch me here on my channel, on Polished Cryptid's channel, which I think will be where you can catch me next on Saturday for the first episode of a mini. I'm forgetting the name of the game because I am a bad person. Mini Blades in the Dark campaign. There we go.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then we've got Zan. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you? Anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, I'm Zan. I'm a 5e. I'm a content creator and professional GM for 5e World of Darkness, powered by the Apocalypse, and a whole bunch of other great games out there. You can find me on Twitter at InsanityTTRPG or my website insanitygaming.com. And my favorite part, I don't know. I really loved. We had. I'm sorry. Twitch chat. We had a pretty fast moving chat in our Zoom call for a little while, and I just really loved kind of our banter there, and the fact that just Susie immediately bonds to whoever supports her. It is a very interesting and very believable trait. It's real nice to see. Yeah, you can catch me next. You can catch me. I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can bully Patrick into doing something tomorrow. If that doesn't work, then we'll see. I'll probably be on Polished Cryptid channel at very, very early hours U.S. time on Friday and Tuesday morning as well.
Awesome. Pat, just your face every time Zan says that is just priceless.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. My expressions are unable to be read.
Oh goodness. And then next we've got Alex. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
Hello. Sorry. Pardon my cat. That's Barry Manilow. Out of there! Sorry. Now she's trying to drink my chocolate milk. Stay. Pardon me.
No worries. I could talk about something else for a sec if you need.
No, I got it.
All right.
Sorry.
I have 2 cats, I understand.
Hi, my name is Alex. I'm a digital artist. You can find me on my Twitter or Twitch at Can Chaos Art, where I draw sometimes when I have inspiration. My favorite parts tonight. God. So I actually have put some research into the sort of trauma responses that will form in teenagers and stuff when putting together a Susie, and I'm real glad it's coming across as believable. That's the biggest compliment. Cause yeah, she's trauma bonding every fucking where. It's you're an adult who will believe me and support me. Oh good, I need that.
I need all that delicious dopamine, right now, with the side of oxytocin, please.
Yep. Just Allison is too fucking precious for words. Dear Lord, you have perfectly portrayed a kindergarten teacher.
Thank you.
An early 20s, in their early 20s kindergarten teacher. Just damn. And fucking Owen. Owen is. I love the fact that Owen has stated his intentions the entire time. They have not changed. I want off this goddamn planet. And it's just yep, no, it's simple, it's plain, it's to the point.
It's true.
And TC's the fact that you played Wilfred so good makes it real hard for us to trust TC. But at the same time, TC's just no, he's done absolutely nothing that's untrustworthy. Everything he's done has been true to the point. The only reason I'm suspicious is because of how you played Wilfred.
And the fact that, things so Wilfred takes off his pants and runs through the rain. Oh, I mean TC.
Oh, I figure they're related. I figure they're actually related or something. Either Wilfred is TC's son, or they're brothers, or something like that.
It has been established in canon that TC knows who Wilfred is and does not trust him.
Yep. Which is one of the things that made you real good friends with all of us real fast.
True.
Where you can find me next is Saturdays Here, where I'm an Animus Absentis, and I play a dad there, which is kind of a relief from Susie sometimes.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited I'm always excited for Animus, but I'm really excited right now because of what you all are doing in it.
Oh my god, I'm not even I can't even follow half the shit, but also I'm just I can't follow half of of what exactly we're doing to set off all the pins, but at the same time my character can't follow it that clearly either, so he's just trusting the people to know what they're doing.
Yeah, you're all doing a pretty good job in that, and that nat 20 at the end of the last session is totally nothing to worry about. On that note, my favorite parts. I also quite enjoyed Susie's someone showed me the tiniest bit of kindness and affection, I'm instantly bonding with this person. I loved that because everybody's absolutely right. It's a very believable response for someone in Susie's position and age. and I can relate to that in some instances. I've had those types of reactions coming freshly out of trauma when I was younger too. So yeah, just Susie's great, and I'm definitely not sad that Susie didn't die this episode, but I was internally laughing my butt off that Susie was gonna die just to save a frickin' grass mat. But thankfully, we have D6s and crits and things from all of the wonderful people that watch this show, and so Susie was saved. TC just in general is always fantastic. I did quite enjoy the we'll see, now I'm keeping my clothes dry and now you're all wet while everybody's looking at TC like, you are down to your skivvies and you're covered in mud. It's just fun, the reactions between like everybody else and TC with things like that. Owen just being Owen was fantastic. And definitely the conversation between Owen and TC at the end there was really good. I loved the bit with Allison trying to figure out how the teleporter works and starting to freak out a little bit. That was really good. And early in the game with Allison comforting Susie, that little bit of sort of therapy happening right there, that was just great. Loved that. So those are my favorite parts. Also, be sure to go check out at Leopold the Just and at Alien Jays on Twitter. They're both phenomenal people. Definitely go give them a follow if you're not doing so already. And we should for sure have Jay back next week. And then Leland should be making an appearance here and there throughout the season as he has time on Tuesdays. Other things to or where you can find me next, sorry. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Mountain Time for Exodus, the Sunken City. We'll be playing Niklaus Sebastian Adama, who has mostly just been shortened down to either Nick or Klaus, because he's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type character. Nick is very smarmy and arrogant and rich asshole type character, and Klaus is somewhere in the realm of Mark Hamill's Joker with a voice to match. He's so much fun to play. Destroys my voice every time I do it, but it's so much fun to play. So it's a resistance roll that I check to see which character I'm playing that day, so we'll find out tomorrow. Yes, that's where you can find me next. Other things to talk about, we got sponsors that I will put into chat. Fundamental RPG, which this game is built on, as well as Intrepid. So Fundamental RPG should be released Thursday or Friday of this week for 2nd edition. It's been in playtest mode for the past year or so, but we've built Animus and Water and Hunters of Calamity 2 on that system. And yeah, you can still pre-order it. The pre-order discount period has ended, so it is full price now. But you can still get your orders in before it's officially released for the next couple of days, just to get first in line for those getting sent out. It's available in PDF and paperback, and it's pretty great. I'm really proud of how it's turned out. There's amazing art in there, and really good layout and formatting and everything. It looks really nice. So yeah, definitely go pick up a copy of that. And then Intrepid is adventuring gear for IRL. So if you like outdoor wear, casual wear, or athletic wear with a tabletop theme, or just adventuring theme in general, you can check that out as well. Both Fundamental RPG and Intrepid can be found at coffee.com/raven/shop, just like it is in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Just add /shop to the end of it, and you'll find both things there. I think that is everything to cover. So we've got our raid cry, which is "Don't worry equals terrible island advice," and we're gonna go raid. Oh, never mind, they went offline. Let me find somebody else real quick. Was gonna go raid Weave the Tale, formerly Encounter Roleplay for anybody who's familiar with that channel. I used to do quite a few things over there last couple seasons. And definitely go give them a follow if you're not doing so already. Just Weave the Tale. Great bunch of people over there. But they just went offline, so instead we're going to go raid Nerdsmith, or We Are Nerdsmith. Also a fantastic group of people that I've had the privilege to work with on a few occasions. Definitely give them a follow. Just fantastic people over there. And I will see you all tomorrow at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Bye, everybody.